games narrated. Welcome to the world of Mother 3. Nowhere Islands. Mrilovecornbread Village. Beyond the Sunshine Forest. Home of Alec, Hinawa's father.
Dear Flint, just like you said they would, the children have been running around the mountains and fields tirelessly since the moment we arrived. Klaus is as daring and full of energy as ever, while Lucas is still a bit coddled, but neither one seems tired of playing at all. My father seems sad to say goodbye to his grandchildren after seeing them for the first time in so long, but we should be home by this evening. I had forgotten how nice and refreshing the mountain air is. You're always covered in the smell of sheep back in Mrilovecornbread Village, so I really wish you could have been here to take in this air. The next time we visit, let's ask one of our neighbors to tend to the sheep, so we can all come up here as a family. Klaus, Lucas, and I were always thinking about you. When we get back home this evening, I'll start cooking up some of your favorite omelets right away. With love, your dearest Hinawa. Dear Flint, just like you said they would, the children have been running around the mountains and fields tirelessly since the moment we arrived. Klaus is as daring and full of energy as ever, while Lucas is still a bit coddled, but neither one seems tired of playing at all. My father seems sad to say goodbye to his grandchildren after seeing them for the first time in so long, but we should be home by this evening. I had forgotten how nice and refreshing the mountain air is. You're always covered in the smell of sheep back in Mrilovecornbread Village, so I really wish you could have been here to take in this air. The next time we visit, let's ask one of our neighbors to tend to the sheep, so we can all come up here as a family. Klaus, Lucas, and I were always thinking about you. When we get back home this evening, I'll start cooking up some of your favorite omelets right away. With love, your dearest Hinawa.
Flint. We found the kids. It seems they fell into the river and washed up here. I'll look after Bonnie. You just hurry to them. Come, Bonnie.
Oh, Flint, Duster, this way, this way. Dad? I made some innit tea, Flint. Please have some. It'll warm you up. Here, everyone else should take a break and get warm too. Dad?
Flint! Flint, I'm not sure what to say, but just stay calm and hear me out. I have good news and I have bad news. Which do you want to hear first? No, let me start with the good news first. I picked up a giant Drago Fang. It'll make for a great weapon. I figured you could probably use it. As for the bad news, the bad news is it's where I found the Drago's Fang. It was in your... It was pierced through your wife's heart. Flint, just try to stay calm. I think the only reason Klaus and Lucas are safe and sound now is because Hina will risk her life to protect them.
Flint.
Flint!
Flint, I'm not sure what to say. Please try to pull yourself together.
Flint! What are you doing? Klaus and Lucas are watching! Klaus's other shoe. Klaus, we're here to rescue you! Where are you?
What is that? That's not a Drago anymore. I have a bad feeling about this. Flint, don't do it! That won't solve anything! You'll only make its child go through what Klaus and Lucas had to!
It is possible that until now, the people of Tasmilly Village had never known sadness. On sunny days and on cloudy days, they always greeted each other with smiles. They lived in harmony with the creatures of the forest. The strong would help the weak, and those who had would share with those who had not. However, it appears the villagers have learned all too much about sadness. Suddenly, everything is changing for the worse. When did this change begin? Where did it begin? What set it in motion and why? Almost as if toys, the peaceful animals are being transformed into strange, ferocious creatures that attack people. Some people, like Flint, have even had their families torn apart. Just what is this suspicious group that wears pig masks? What are these eerie objects that soar through the once beautiful skies? And where could the missing Klaus be? The mysteries continue to pile up. And so, the tale first begins as a tragedy. The mysterious group that had been tinkering with the forest creatures in an almost toy-like fashion has finally commenced its plan to alter the town, the lives, and even the hearts of the people. It seems as if a grand scheme of sorts is hidden behind the actions of the suspicious peddler who has recently arrived. However, not everyone is content to sit quietly as the enemy continues its odd attacks from every angle. Flint, whose family bonds were torn to shreds. Wes and his son Duster, the thieves of justice. Princess Kumatora, the mysterious girl who suddenly appeared. Destiny is bringing together those who would use their power for good. And what has become of Lucas the Crybaby? Tasmilly Village is now transforming exactly how the newly come peddler had planned. Only a handful of villagers realize that things that were good and right are being tossed away one after the other. Although prosperity is increasing, an eerie darkness seems to be growing heavier over the village at the same time. However, within the darkness, a frail young boy grows even stronger. Soon, Lucas will repaint this tale of sadness with a bright new color. The deeper the darkness, the brighter the sunrise at dawn. The once coddled Lucas is now on his way to becoming a brilliant young son. Bon voyage, amigo. O guy in the sky, please grant a gift to our friend who's about to set out. How much time we wasted laughing together. But guy in the sky, oh how we loved that wasted time and those helpless smiles. Bon voyage. Bon voyage, amigo. After showering, the three conversed at great length, almost as if filling in the 3-year gap that had separated them. They discussed the rescued monkey. They discussed the hummingbird egg from Oshi Castle and how it went missing. They discussed the fact that one of the DCMC band members appears to be an amnesic duster. And they discussed the mysterious army that had radically transformed Tazmeli village. As if assembling the jumbled pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, they told each other what they knew to put their thoughts together. The coming battle will not be easy. This more than anything they knew all too well. I want to be stronger. It was at around this time that Lucas truly began to have such feelings. Moving puppets made from clumps of earth, a tower that can fire thunderbolts on demand, an extensive highway system, ships that fly through the sky, the enemy that Lucas and his companions must stand up against has grown to such an enormous scale. Do they even stand a chance against this vile and powerful nemesis? No, common sense must be ignored in a situation like this. Even if there is only a 1 in a billion chance of victory, that means there is also a 1 in a billion opportunity of turning the tables completely. Will Lucas, Kumatora, and Duster be separated once again? Or will they work together again to overcome the obstacles that stand in their way? From the flying ship, a masked man looks down upon Lucas and friends, his profile still very youthful. The tale now moves to its next chapter, with an almost certain promise of battles far more intense than ever before.
Lucas.
No one is simply born strong. People only grow stronger little by encountering difficult situations and learning not to run from them, no matter how frightening or daunting they may be. Lucas, that is exactly what you have done to grow strong. However, you did not do it for yourself. You grew strong for those you would otherwise be unable to help. They are the reason you are strong. Even now, you occasionally show a glimpse of it, Lucas. Fleeting images of that once pampered crybaby boy can sometimes be seen in your smile. You've come a very long way. There's no telling what to expect from here on out. But if one thing is certain, it is that those who believe in you will be right there to help you. Trust in them. Now go forward toward whatever stands out most in your eyes. Go facing not the darkness, but the light. Lucas and his companions. You have driven the enemy into a corner. The enemy's back is to the wall. There is nothing to fear. Everyone is watching on with complete faith in their hearts. They all say thank you. Can you hear them? Polish dull thing to sparkling thing. You wound up giving your courage badge to Mr. Saturn. I make sparkling, give back. I make sparkly. Birdie cage done. Yes, it's me, Letter, the bell ringer. It must be a real shock to hear me speaking for once. It wasn't that I couldn't talk all this time, I simply chose not to. As I rang that crossroad bell, deep inside my heart, I decided I would speak to no one. But the secrets I've been guarding are now starting to leak out. Lucas, the time has come to tell you everything. What I'm about to tell you, you may not want to know. Even so, you absolutely must hear it. It will be a long story, but please listen to it all. I see. Even if you refuse to listen, I still have no choice but to talk. You needn't listen, you can just stay there. Even if it is just me talking to myself, I absolutely must say what I have to say. Given who you are and how you've lived, what I have to say will tear at your hearts. And there is just so much to tell. So I've decided to have the stink bug trembling behind me memorize everything I say. Ready, Mr. Stinkbug? Long ago, there existed a world different from what the people on these islands think of. This world was incredibly big. More people lived on this world than there are grains of sand on these nowhere islands. I know it may be hard to imagine, but such a world once existed. Understand? At some point, the world wound up destroyed. Naturally, it was the humans who destroyed it. In the back of their minds, everyone had an inkling that it would happen at some point. And then it really did happen. And so the world is no more. Everything so far has been about the end of the world. Did you understand it all? Just before the end of the world, a white ship came to these islands. On it were the people of Tasmilly Village. Yes, aboard the white ship were those few who had managed to escape the world. The people on the ship still went by their names from the previous world. This white ship plan had been set in place before the world was destroyed. And although they're a part of the world, these nowhere islands are a special place. They were the one place that would remain even if the world was lost. The one and only place where people could survive. And so the white ship had arrived at these islands. Everything so far has been about the white ship. Did you understand it all? Have you committed everything so far to memory, Mr. Stinkbug? The reason these islands are special is because they harbor a giant dragon nearly as large as the islands themselves. Long, long ago, people lived together with the dragon. However, at some point in time, the people and the dragon could no longer coexist. So using the 7 needles, the dragon was placed into a long, long sleep by the ancestors of the Magypsy people who had lived here since ancient times. Ever since, the Magypsies have guarded the needle in efforts to prevent the dragon from being woken until its power is truly needed. Thus, until the time of its awakening, the dragon continues to sleep as the power of the earth itself. And so, because of the tremendous energy of the dragon hidden deep below, these islands were protected from the end of the world. Everything so far has been about the dragon and the Magypsies. Did you understand it all? Those who came here aboard the white ship feared another end of the world more than anything else. They felt the world's destruction was a result of the way they had lived. The people of the white ship discussed things at great length. They shared their wisdom and spoke with grave seriousness, and they arrived at their conclusion. They decided to completely erase everyone's memories of the previous world, and start their lives over with new rules and new roles. Yes, in short, everyone would play out the ideal story that they had come up with. That is what happened. The people would restart their lives in a simple, peaceful village, in the kind of place they wished they had grown up in. They would erase their memory of everything, the world, their beginnings, their rules, and then they would begin their new lives. Everyone's old memories would be reset and replaced with their newly created story, and thus the village of Tasmilly came to be. However, it was necessary to record the fact that the memory replacement had taken place. The hummingbird egg was the device used to store the memories of the white ship people. Wes and his son Duster, both playing the roles of thieves, were set to take action should a dangerous situation occur. Remember when they went to Oshi Castle? They went there to retrieve the secret of the people of the white ship. And there's one other thing, me. It was essential that one person retain memory of the previous world, to sort of keep watch over things. I was the only one in the village of Tasmili who wasn't given a role in the new story. The sound of my bell served as a suggestion to keep everyone's fabricated memories from reverting. My name, Letter, comes from the word leader. No, that doesn't mean I was anyone special. It was just, I was particularly taller than all the others. So upon discussion, I was selected because it would be easier for me to stand out. Being so tall, people would want to come see me, you know? And so I was given the role of revealing these secrets when the time truly called for it. Everything so far has been about those who lost everything. Although Tasmili Village exists in reality, it was originally created as part of a story. I know this may be difficult to believe, but do you understand so far? Let me also talk about Oshi Castle. Apparently, long ago, a kingdom existed on this island, centered around the king of Oshi. However, when we arrived on the white ship, the people of this kingdom were gone. It seems they had left the islands, fearing the dragon's eventual awakening someday. Princess Kumatora was an infant who had lost her mother and father. Upon coming to these islands, she was given to the gypsies to raise, and given the role of Princess of Oshi Castle. Wes and Duster, being her retainers, was another part of the fabricated story. Oshi Castle is one of the few and precious relics of the island's past. We crafted our story in haste, so the people inside it have very little past or history. Have you noticed no one in Tasmili can talk about things from 100 or 1,000 years ago? In truth, we had wanted to create an entire plethora of myths and legends, but our story was made in such a hurry that we weren't able to. It's a real shame. I'm sure that much of what I'm saying you'd rather not hear, but it's the truth. Have you listened to everything so far? Have you committed everything so far to memory, Mr. Stinkbug? Truthfully, we had no idea how Tasmili Village would turn out. But things actually went rather well. The people who had arrived on the white ship had fully taken to their new identities. They believed they had always lived together peacefully. It was when a person by the name of Porky stumbled upon these islands that everything started to go amok. It seemed he used a time distorter machine to travel through time and space at will. However, he was apparently shut out from all other times and spaces, and tumbled into this era and these islands. Even worse, he used his time distorter to bring many people from other eras here. The Pigmasks, as well as everyone in Newport City, were all brought here and brainwashed by Porky. This Porky fellow seems to view these islands as his own personal toy box, with which he can do anything he wants. He would take animals apart and recombine them to make creepy new chimeras. As a childlike dictator, he began doing whatever he pleased, including building Thunder Tower and forming his own army. Porky eventually learned of the White Ship because of a traitor among the Magypsies. Do you understand about the intruder known as Porky? This traitor was Lorica, the 7th Magypsy, and the only one you haven't met yet. After Lorica joined forces with Porky, Porky learned about the White Ship people and the secret of the sleeping dragon. Porky decided to pull the needles to wake the dragon so he could use the power for himself. The dragon is the power of the very earth itself, you see. It is said that whoever pulls the sealing needles will become the dragon's master. However, only a very select few are capable of pulling the dragon's needles. Apparently, neither the Magypsies nor Porky have that capability. Yet the needles are being pulled now. That means Porky is somehow controlling someone who can control the dragon's power. We have to put a stop to Porky's antics. If we don't, the world will be completely destroyed again, and it will spell the true end for everything. For Porky, that might be the ultimate pleasure, but we can't allow it to happen. We, the last handful of people there are, absolutely can't allow it to happen. Lucas, it seems you're a chosen one with the ability to pull the needles sealing the dragon away. You must pull the dark dragon's needle with your own hands and pass your heart on to the dragon. Let this be my one and only order to you as your leader. Do you understand everything about the dragon's awakening? I hear that 6 of the dragon's needles have already been pulled. Deep in the earth, the dragon is likely beginning to stir from its sleep now. Supposedly, the last needle is somewhere here in Newport City. Porky has been gathering everything that lives on these islands into New Pork City to prepare for the final needle's pulling. It's possible that he's planning to hold one final twisted party. But now is our chance to change this looming crisis into a golden opportunity. All things may come to an end, or new and bountiful things may begin. Wouldn't you like to help that happen? Lucas, you were once a weak, fragile boy, but now you've been given a tremendous role to fulfill. Now that you know everything, including everything I'm sure you'd rather not know, the time has come for you to save the future of all life as we know it. God won't make you bear more than you can carry. I'm sure you've heard that phrase before. Know that you aren't fighting alone. Everyone, and I do mean everyone, will lend you their support. That was a long story, but that is the end of everything I have to tell you. Did you understand it all? Only the Magypsies really know the needle's locations, so I don't know where to find them. But from the way Porky and the others have been acting, I would say they're now very close to reaching the 7th needle. Please, Lucas, be the one who pulls the final needle. Porky issues his orders from the 100th floor of the Empire Pork building. Start by jumping into the fray and storming the building. After that, you can start looking for clues. It's been such a long time since I've spoken to anyone, and now I'm exhausted. This stinkbug should remember everything I've just said. Take him with you. That way, if you happen to forget anything I've said here, you can ask him to repeat it. Will you go with them, Mr. Stinkbug?
The beginning of the end. The end of everything. Let's be friends. I'm Porky. I'm really just this meek little boy. Please don't over me more. Please talk to me like good boys and girls, you know, just like me. Thanks. But, to be honest, you guys are nothing but pests to me.
All of a sudden, some guys rushed into the room. It was the DCMC! Bosco jumped out in front. Tandagasa! Dramatic climaxes are when unruly dudes like us get to shine. Bosco attacks. Shimmy Zimzy jumped out in front. Seems like this Master Porky guy is trying to use us to brainwash everyone. I say it's high time we screw up this idiot's plan. Shimmy Zimzy attacks. Magic jumped out in front. Ha! We ain't gonna let this Porky freak have his way. Magic attacks. OJ jumped out in front. We're gonna make you pay for all the bad stuff you've done. Get ready, it's punishment time. OJ attacks. Come, Boney. Lucas, this is it. This is finally it. Have we managed to corner the enemy, or have we all been dragged here? I suppose it doesn't matter either way, right, Duster?
come a little closer so I can see your face better. Oh, is that what you look like? I was the one who brought you here. A traveler who has journeyed from past and future. I am the most clever, most charming, and most troublemaking boy ever, Master Porky Minch. I welcome you once again, you weak hangers-on pretending to be the last survivors of this world. Spankety, spankety, spank. You resort to blanking your memories to create a new world, where humanity's past failures would never be repeated. How stupid can you be? No matter how much you change the rules, no matter how much you refuse to admit defeat, in the end, the creatures known as people will always sign their own death warrant by acting out of stupidity and evil. And then mankind will be gone for good. You could have been happy if only you would have done as I did, and obediently followed the visionary, selfish desire of a great hero. Why is it you struggle to cling to life with such puny minds, pitiable bodies, and feeble hearts? Well, no matter. The curtain is about to fall on this pathetic little play of yours, because soon the power of power will be mine. The world and everything in it has been my oyster so far, and now I will end it by acquiring the ultimate power. Though everything so far has been fun and games, I've given you many a concession. I was bored out of my mind and wanting to play something more thrilling, you see. But now that we're face to face like this, I won't hold anything back. My slave, my lifeless son, will pull the final needle for me. And the moment he does, the dragon should awaken and do as I want. At which time I assume you fools will turn into garbage or dust or something, and finally disappear for good. I'll admit, this is kind of sad, but I would be crushed under the weight of boredom if it were any other way. Do you understand now? Do you understand the sadness Master Porky bears now that he is godlike? Oh? You love your little dramatic plays, so this couldn't have come at a better time for you. It seems the seventh and final needle has just been located deep underground below here.
I refuse to help you anymore.
I assume you want to pull it too, right, Lucas? Why not go check it out then? I'm even being fair enough to tell you where it is. That really will make this game all the more fun. But I think I'll use my shortcut to give myself a head start, if you don't mind. Bring it on, if you can catch up to me, that is. Here, you can use this elevator all you want. Spankety, spankety, spank.
Lucas. Lucas, there's something that has me concerned. Could you let me go on head first? Just say yes, and don't ask why, okay? Thanks. Don't ask why. But if it seems like I've been gone a long time, then go ahead and keep going. That masked man, he's Klaus. Lucas, he's your brother. Klaus. I don't know why he's obeying this porky guy, but as a father, I finally found the son I lost. Lucas, be happy. I finally found your brother.
Stop! Stop! Stop right there! This really is no time for games anymore. I don't really feel like letting you go any further. If you're after the needle, then don't worry. My adorable little monster is on its way as we speak. Huh? That monster's name is Klaus? Its name was Klaus. That almost sounds like a person's name. But now it's my robot. Not even a fragment of life remains inside it. It's Master Porky's slave robot. It does whatever I say. It acts on my will alone. It is my double. It doesn't know anything about who you are. Let me fill you in on something. No matter how much you attack me, I'll never die. Even if I somehow wind up being beaten, I'll never die. Bet you didn't know that, did you? I've gone through time and space so many times that I haven't aged like a normal person. Who knows, I might be 1,000 years old or even 10,000 years old. But despite that, I'm still the same kid at heart. Is that funny? Is it? Isn't it? Don't make me laugh. Are you laughing at me? If the dragon wakes up, it might end up destroying everything and extinguishing all life. Even so, even so, I'll be alive. Me and the dragon will be the only things left alive in the whole wide world. I'm more than ready for that possibility. With my eternal life, I will see the world through to its end, until everyone who won't like me is gone. Thank you for playing along with me all this way to the end like this. I'm actually a pretty nice guy, wouldn't you say? I'll never die, nor will I ever be beaten. But it appears my machine has run out of energy for the moment. Lucas, you haven't won, just so you know. I'm going to duck inside this absolutely safe capsule for the time being. When I'm inside, no attack will have any effect on me whatsoever. I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, yeah, right, there's no such thing as absolutely. But there is such a thing. The absolutely safe capsule I tricked Dr. Endonuts and the Mr. Saturns into making for me. Me, all me.
Porky sealed himself in the absolutely safe capsule. Porky slipped violently. It had no visible effect on Porky. The absolutely safe capsule doesn't do anything. Inside the absolutely safe capsule, Porky is sticking his tongue out at you. Because Porky is sealed in the absolutely safe capsule, the battle is by definition over. Oh my. As evil as old Porky here is, I feel bad for him now. It is true that the absolutely safe capsule that the Mr. Saturns and I developed together can protect one from every manner of danger. It is an absolutely safe capsule, but once you enter it, you can never exit it. Even what's outside of the absolutely safe capsule is absolutely safe. I did tell Pokey in a hushed voice that he shouldn't use it yet, but all he can do now is live for eternity inside the capsule in absolute safety. Who knows? In a way, he may have gotten exactly what he wants. What do you think? Is it wrong of me to think this way? It's not wrong, you say? I wonder. Somehow I get the feeling it is. Want to roll him around a bit? No, it's okay. It's absolutely safe after all. Rolly roll. Wee roll. Lucas's Franklin badge reflected the masked man's lightning back at him.
Lucas.
From somewhere, you heard someone call your name.
Klaus.
It was Hinawa's voice. It failed to reach the masked man.
Klaus. Stop this. You aren't Porky's robot. You're our son.
The masked man looked around. Lucas, look out! Flint jumped in front of Lucas. The masked man's attack dealt major damage to Flint. Klaus, please remember, I've been looking for you for so long. Flint suffered major damage. Flint couldn't stand out.
Klaus, you and Lucas are brothers. Can you hear me? You're Klaus. Your name is Klaus. You're our son. Please. Remember. Lucas. Klaus. To think we would be blessed with 2 children at once. I bet they'll accomplish things together that they couldn't alone. I'm sure they'll argue a lot, too. And I can see them helping each other out when they need it. Klaus. And Lucas. I bet we'll get them mixed up a lot until they get bigger.
Klaus. And Lucas, huh? How do you want them to grow up to be?
To be kind, just like you.
Oh, I was just gonna say... to be kind, just like you.
Great. Then it's decided. Klaus. Lucas. Make us proud.
The masked man gazed at Lucas. Lucas isn't sure what to do anymore. The masked man covered his ears. Lucas isn't sure what to do anymore. The masked man shut his eyes. Lucas isn't sure what to do anymore. The masked man gazed at Lucas. Lucas wanted to cry. The masked man is gazing at Lucas.
Klaus. 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 Come to your mother. You must be so exhausted. Come here, Klaus.
The masked man looked around as if searching for something. The masked man removed his mask. His face looked just like Lucas's. It was Klaus. Klaus fired an intense bolt of lightning. Lucas's Franklin badge reflected the lightning back. Klaus took mortal damage. Klaus staggered toward Lucas. Klaus embraced Lucas. Lucas remembered Klaus's smell. I'm sorry it turned out like this. I'm really happy you could be with me just before the end. Thanks, Dad. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. I'm going to where Mom is now. Lucas, I hope we meet again someday. Bye. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sure we'll meet again. Klaus gave his final breath. Lucas, thank you. Klaus was just hasty, that's all. You'll forgive your hasty brother, won't you? Alright, this is it. The time has come for you to pull the dragon's last needle. Are you ready? Both Inawa and Klaus have entrusted fate to you. Believe in yourself and pull that final needle. Nothing needs to be sealed away anymore. Let's make the dark dragon sealed underground our new friend. Pass your heart on to the dragon. Pray to it from the bottom of your heart and ask it to protect all life in this world. Me and everyone else, we all believe in you. So now you need to believe in yourself. Now go. The dragon is waiting to wake up. Your life and the lives of all who believe in you. Will you put it all on the line and pull the final needle?